Hey guys, it's Memes, Dreams, Gaming here, and I just wanted to make a quick video on how you guys can improve in PUBG. Now, I think the best way to improve in PUBG is to be adaptive. I've seen so many people lock themselves into a certain playstyle where they look for one sort of weapon and try to go one sort of playstyle of holding down a building, and I feel like that's constricting your own play. If you find a sniper, be willing to change your playstyle. Look for an open field or an area that you can use your long range strength to get an advantage over your opponents. This not only keeps the game fresh and new, but it also gives you a better chance of winning. I'm not saying if you'd like to play a certain way, you can't do that. I'm just saying if an opportunity arises that you have to change your gameplay to provide the best way to win, that's sometimes your best option. Even if you're not usually the type that sits back and snipes or runs in, you have to change your gameplay based on what's happening around you for your best chance of winning. My second major tip would be don't fire unless you know you have a good chance of killing them or severely wounding them. I see a lot of people with M4s with times two scopes trying to shoot people 500, 600 meters out, and it's just not practical. The chance of you actually killing them is so low, and you're risking everything by giving away your position, telling them what type of weapon you have, what area you're in, and it just exposes you to much more risk than it's worth. It's better to either follow the opponent or let him go and just protect your area depending on your playstyle. Now, I feel the most apparent difference between a winner and loser in PUBG is their attitude towards the game. I don't think there's much of a difference between them on a scale of shooting other than long range sniping, because most of the gunplay is something we all know from past video games or have experience with. So it comes down to a lot of the common sense, fundamental item use and strategies that determine who is the winner and loser at the end of the game. With that being said, I also think it is important to know the game damage wise of how much damage your rifle does, how much you can take, how safe you are. Those more number sides of the game also helps you analyze the situation to know how afraid should you be of an SKS at that distance with your armor? Are you gonna die in one shot, or do you have some time to move around? All that is dependent on you knowing your limits. Knowing how much damage you can take is very helpful late game because it helps you decide what you can do against a certain weapon. Take for instance a Car 98. Without a level 3 helmet, it's a one shot kill headshot. So you have to be very careful about peeking it. And I would even recommend don't peek a Car 98 and move up slowly. Try to use smokes and that to get by them without risking being one shot killed. That brings me to my next point. Always pick up utility even if you don't think you're going to use it. As long as you have the space, of course. But you never know when you're going to need an extra smoke or a frag grenade. You never know what situation you could encounter, and having as many utility grenades and items is always helpful for the late game. I know at some points I don't even follow my own advice about keeping smokes on me. I usually don't like to pick them up because I feel like they just waste space, and most times I don't even use them. But for my first win, I had to use one to get out from behind cover. So even when you don't think you're going to use them, you sometimes need them. That's why it's always good to pick up at least a few. Also, get in the head of your enemy. Think about what he's expecting you to do, and then do the opposite. If you peek out one side of a tree, and then you lean to your left to peek out the other side, peek back to your right. Surprise them with which way you're looking, and that can give you the slightest advantage that could end up winning you the fight. And that's about it. Now, I know this wasn't the most technical guide on tips of how to improve your play, but I think the mental part of this game is a very large part that holds people back from winning the game. So I think it's important to understand how you need to be thinking and playing. Now, most of it was, I'd say, more common sense than normal, but I think a lot of people overlook this while trying to find the finer details of the game. As always, guys, like, subscribe, and comment below. Tell me what you think about this. Am I right about looking at it that way as more of a mental game, or am I overthinking it? Also, tell me what you think of the quality. I'll see you guys soon, and peace.